Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today me and my friends Fatin will present about tourism area life cycle at Pulau Perhentian.
My name is Saja Alfa binti Muhammad Sanusi and this is my friend Fatin Nazulaika binti Riza Hisham.
Firstly, I will talk about history at Pulau Perhentian. Pulau Perhentian include perhentian besar and perhentian kecil historically served as a stopover for fishermen and maritime traders on the East Coast Road. Settlement and fishing were the main livelihoods until tourism began growing in the late 20th century. The islands are under the Besut District Administration and now live within the Marine Park Network that regulates activity and collect conservation. About tourism development, during early stage, small number of backpackers and independent divers start visiting in the 1980s until 1990s, with local family hosting guests and small dive operator farming. Then, development state investment in more chalets, dive school, ferry links from Kuala Besut, and basic jetty upgrade expand access and accommodation choices. Local business provided from fishing to tourism service, for example, were operated whites, chalet, and restaurant. For current tourism situation, the island is a major promoted tourism product with year-round tourism infrastructure, but strong seasonality due to monsoon. After that, I will talk about historical visitor statistics. The numbers provided in the original request align with data found in academic and marine park reports specific to the Perhentian Island. 2015, approximately 152,196 visitors were recorded for both Perhentian Kecil and Perhentian Besar Island. These statistics are based on passengers departing the Kuala Besut Jetty on the mainland. 2005 until 2015, tourism arrival to the marine park, which include the Perhentian Island, increased significantly through specific island only. Data for the entire period is unavailable in the snippet. The total number of tourism in the marine park for Peninsular Polynesia increased by about 63%. However, data from 2020 study indicate that a higher percentage of domestic tourists, 82.3%, make retail purchase compared to international tourists, which is 42.5%. Post-pandemic tourism to Malaysia tourism industry has seen a strong recovery. The country recorded over 20 million tourist arrivals in 2023, effectively doubling the figure from 2022. This growth was partially driven by visa exemption facility for key markets like China and India. And then for the current trend, we reached early 2025, Pulau Perhentian. According to a January 2025 Agoda report, the Perhentian Island are the fastest growing destination for international tourists in Malaysia. I will talk about tourism policy. First one is Marine Park Gazettement. Both Perhentian Kecil and Perhentian Besar were gazetted as marine park areas in 1994 under the Malaysian Fisheries Act 1985. This stated aim to conserve and protect marine flora and fauna from damage caused by human activities, including fishing within a 1 mile offshore boundary. Second is mandatory fees. All tourists are required to pay a marine park conservation charge, with each environmental fee and a local council service fee. As of recent report, the marine park fee is RM5 for Malaysian and RM30 for foreigner. Third is seasonal closure. The island, along with others on the east coast of Terengganu, generally instruct all accommodation and tourism operators not to accept tourists during the peak monsoon season, which run annually from October to March due to safety concerns and several. Next, I will talk about socio-economic factors. The first one is economic transformation. The local economy has shifted significantly from a traditional fishing industry to one dominated by tourism, with a majority of locals now working in tourism-related jobs such as resort operation, boat services, and restaurant. Second is cultural shift. Increased interaction with international tourists has led to cultural exchange, but also cultural shock and concern about the erosion of local Islamic value due to non-local customers like public drinking and nude betting. Third is social challenges. The influence of tourists and development has brought concern over social issues like potential increases in crime, drug and alcohol use, and overcrowding, particularly in peak season. Last but not least, environmental factor. The first one is waste management and pollution. There is a major issue with high volume of solid waste generated by tourists and resorts, especially during peak season. The current system of transporting waste to the mainland is inefficient, leading to littering and improper disposal, including burning. Second is water pollution and marine degradation. Poorly planned and ineffective sewage treatment system, including overflowing septic tanks, lead to the discharge of untreated wastewater into the sea. This has resulted in the growth of algae on coral reef, which combined with warming waters and irresponsible tourism behavior, for example, walking on reef, excessive diving, is degrading the fragile marine ecosystem and coral health. Third is climate change vulnerability. As a small island, Pulau Perhentian is highly susceptible to the impact of climate change, such as sea level rise and increases coastal erosion, which threaten both the natural environment and tourism infrastructure.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I will be presenting about the Tourism Area Life Cycle for TALC model, introduced by Butler in 1980. This model explains how a tourism destination developed through 6 stages: exploration, improvement, development, consolidation, stagnation, and finally either rejuvenation or decline. In this presentation, I will apply the TLC model to Perhentian Island, Terengganu, and explain why the island is currently at the consideration stage. First, infrastructure development. Perhentian Island now has a good access to Kuala Besut Jetty with regular ferry. The island jetty have been upgraded and can handle increasing visitors. There are many accommodation options from budget hostel to mid-range resort, along with well-established dive center and boat operator. However, supporting infrastructure such as sewage treatment, waste management, and electricity system is still limited and need improvement. Next, facility and service. The island offers a wide range of tourism service, including dive school, snorkeling tour, water taxi, restaurant, and shop. These facilities operate constantly during the peak season, but the overall quality of service is uneven and visitor pressure is increasing. For local community response, most local households in Perhentian Island now rely mainly on tourism for income. They work in accommodation, boat service, food outlet, and dive activity. Overall, the community has a positive view of tourism because it provides jobs. However, some locals are concerned about environmental impact and the long-term sustainability of the island. There are community-based conservation programs, but participation varies among locals. Now, tourist-related activity. Tourists in Perhentian Island enjoy activities such as snorkeling, diving, island hopping, turtle watching, and beach recreation. However, the high number of visitors often causes overcrowding at popular snorkeling sites. Some tourists show harmful behavior like touching coral or standing on reef, which increase reef damage. Boat traffic and unregulated anchoring also continue to harm coral areas. Though there are marine park rules, enforcement is not always consistent, so much activity still put pressure on the marine environment. Lastly, environmental consideration and climate. Perhentian Island has experienced significant coral bleaching, especially during 2023 to 2024 regional bleaching event. Waste disposal issue and limited sewage treatment are also contributing to pollution and declining water quality. At the same time, coastal development and heavy boat traffic are putting extra pressure on the island's fragile marine ecosystem. Climate change, including rising sea temperature and unpredictable weather, is further increasing stress on the coral reef and the surrounding environment. So that's all for our presentation. Thank you for watching, and we hope you now have a better understanding of Perhentian Island and its current tourism and environmental situation. Bye!